Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to look at a couple of different ways to be playing Netflix. Of course, with earnings up after the bell today, which have already been released, it was a hot topic as far as the discussion went in today's chat, and I wanted to look at a couple of ways of playing it. So, as we can see here in the extended session, Netflix has been all over the place, and to some degree gave me a little bit of a gut check down here around 139 because, I was looking to it for a little bit more of bullish results. Ultimately, this is the two ways that I went about playing this. So you can see that the main idea for me is definitely going to be focused around selling premium, but there's a couple of ways of doing it. This is kind of the position that was a little bit of a gut check. If that had opened up down there around 140, that wouldn't have been terribly, not ideal. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to look at managing, and it's also how I was looking at playing it over here in this situation too. So two different ways of just straight up selling puts in this, and the bounce that we're seeing is going to be much more accommodating for those positions. If you don't like looking at that much risk, I think there's two other really excellent ways of looking at that. And the other of these would be the unbalanced butterfly, because you can see we're still focused on taking in a chunk of premium around those short 145 puts. I like the fact that we take in a credit on this trade in case it does push up above 150, and you can also see kind of the strike that I have listed here where we would like to see prices revolve around. So, those two strategies look to be opening fairly well tomorrow, but the other, the one that John had suggested into the close, is actually the one that worked out the best. So when you look at a trade like this, the first thing you want to recognize is that it's not just an iron condor, but more of an iron butterfly as you are sharing that 147 strike. So with us trading pretty much right at 147 and essentially being short the 147 straddle, that looks to be the best of those three strategies. The reason why I went over and did the unbalanced fly is because I like the idea of trying to keep one side of that out of the money. But they're both really great ways of looking at that. It looks like all of those, provided Netflix opens where we are right now, will be very favorable for all of those, and I think you can take those strategies and apply those to these future results where you have a similar outlook in the underlying. So I hope that helps. That's why I'll be looking at some of these earnings plays tomorrow and into the end of the week. And then I also wanted to make sure that you are aware of John's next free webinar, which is going to be this Wednesday, April 19th. You guys remember some of those signals we were using in the previous Amazon signals. We've talked about Home Depot that I think is getting ready to show us something similar, and this will be some insight into how John is using those tools. So if you've been able to follow with those previously, if you'd like to learn more about these for some of the setups we'll be looking at in the future, I think you will find this very beneficial, and I hope to see you there.